What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, talking about what they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game overall. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below if you've been preferring reload mode or battle royale, or just how you've been playing the modes. If you've been mixing it up, if you've been playing only one or the other. I know I've asked this in a few different videos, but I'm interested to see kind of how things have changed over time with the mode being out for a while now. And I think personally, I really enjoy playing both modes and having both modes as an option. I think it's unfortunate that, like, seeing the Fortnite community talk about these things, people kind of view themselves as like battle royale only player or like reload only player. But I feel like the game modes offer like pretty different gameplay with, like, you know, respawning in reload constantly. And so I really enjoy both, and being able to like play both and kind of change it up for a different change of pace. I'm gonna try to go brutal this game just because I was hoping there would be people that land here. I think the Megalodon medallion is the best one, and the most important one to me at least. Nice. We're on board with AFDF Heck. Alrighty then, we'll see what they get into. They one-pumped that bot and then hit me hard as well, so I have high hopes for them. Hit 30 there, unfortunate. Can break this and get the barrels. They break their cover, though, by doing so as well, which is kind of rough. It's in a grenade launcher car already, but it can't see the boss one. That's an AI. There's a big pot here. There was a big pot behind him. I guess he just doesn't care about it, but I think having that big pot would be nice right now with him only having 20 shield. They could drink that and be 70 and then, like, be ready to play the game. There's another big pot there. They just don't believe in heals, I guess. And they almost lose as a result of it. Maybe they were more concerned about like wanting to get minis before getting the big pots. I don't really know. I'm kind of confused because there's like two they passed up. But either way, I get that mindset of like, you know, you want to drink your minis before the big. But I also feel like at the same time, just being the most amount of HP that you can be before a fight breaks out is like ideal, especially off spawn. Now they get the big pot. There's also a Nuka-Cola on them. So what I would have wanted to do here is drink that Nuka-Cola and then drop down on this fight. With the boss, you can see its health. I don't know why we can't see it on Spectator, but I'm pretty sure the person that's playing this match should be able to see the boss's health. And so they should have a good idea of like kind of where they're at. But the fight has been going on for a while now, so I would really want to like get involved there. Oh, is this person? But now like the fighting has kind of stopped, and so this person has time to like kind of heal up, reload their guns if needed, and like just get ready for another fight. Even if you I'm pretty sure this person watches me. But yeah, either way, even if this person took no damage in the prior fight, just like having their attention be on that when that machinist engaged them, I think would have made it more likely for that machinist to actually get the kill. But like, I feel like their early game looting was just like a bit too slow, and I feel like a bit too like, I don't know, like just being greedy with the heals or not noticing them. I'm not sure. But with these boss POIs, I think from the moment you land, you just want to get ready to third party people fighting the boss and clean that fight up as fast as possible. Because like, I feel like worst case scenario is like you land one of those boss POIs and then somebody just like eliminates the boss and leaves. Jeez. What does this NPC sell? I wonder why they came out here. Maybe it wasn't for the NPC? They just happened to see that person? I don't know. It's a great start for them, though. They got combat shotgun. They got a burst SMG. Mythic gloves and the Megalodon medallion. The one thing they don't have is like a counter to cars, which personally I would really want. Like some sort of EMPs or a boom bolt. But maybe they're not as concerned about that right now, and they're just concerned about getting the machinist medallion. Because if you can make this like work off spawn, that's like very ideal. Like if you can get brutal and then get to rig and then get this one as well, or vice versa, I feel like that makes your start to your game very good. And you see that the boss is still on the mini map, so like there's no one, the boss not been eliminated yet, and with Fearless being at the POI right now, you can tell nobody is fighting the boss. So they can play this pretty slow if they want. Like, they can play just to kind of clear the POI and then deal with the boss afterwards. Unfortunately, love melee exists. This is one of the reasons why I personally prefer the Gatekeeper shotgun to the combat. I feel like just in moments like that, if someone's going to be meleeing you with the glove, I'd rather have the Gatekeeper. Now a car pulled up with a grenade launcher, I would want to just get up top. And you can kind of shoot the boss and then zip up and she'll follow you up there. And sometimes you may or may not want to like fight the boss when there's other people in the area. But I feel like as long as Fearless is aware that these people are likely to third party him, I feel like this can work. Or it could be good to do so. You just don't want to be too tunnel visioned on the boss. It sounds like those people near him are still fighting though. So he can just clean this fight up and then leave, honestly. If he wants. Someone did zip up. No, the medallion is being troll. Okay, nice. Please get out of here. Please get out of here. This is awkward. But he should be good now. It's actually an AI shooting at him. We're fine. I was panicking for nothing. Nice. This should be a kill. Ew, Magneto. I think there might be a person above him, though. Unless it's just several guards walking above him. This person to his left. I don't know if he saw them or not. Okay, he did. I was initially concerned with how they're playing that. I thought he had to have seen them, though, because he didn't get the Megalodon car either, so I don't think they want to use those boss cars, which I respect. Okay. Now everything's all good. There's 25 players remaining. Weapon bunkers. Weapon bunkers will be opening in a minute 30 seconds, but Fearless doesn't really have any need to go for them because he's using the Mythic Combat Shotgun and the Mythic Combat AR. So he can't customize the attachments on those anyways. Maybe could still go for them if he does want to carry a car counter item, but if he wants to just carry double mobility instead, then that is like, you know, a viable idea. This is concerning. The person to his left is magnetoing. I thought that was an AI, honestly. I was gonna say, I would not want to be concerned about that AI, but I said we're not an AI. Anytime anyone uses a Magneto, I feel like that is... takes priority, though. It's a very cheesy item. Don't know what happened to them. They just, like, dispersed. Oh, that's not ideal. Yeah, so like the sniper this season is quite good. I really don't run it though because I feel like with how the season plays out, snipers just aren't that great. You see here he gets body sniped and then he's just immediately able to get away because of how much mobility is in the game. But I feel like that's like kind of worst case scenario if you're playing against a sniper is just like out in the open, like kind of aim fighting them. Especially if you think you're the better player. Which, like, based on what we've seen from the two fights, I think the player we're spectating, Fearless, is better than that other one. And so, like, I feel you don't really need to, like, opt into that. Fight going on here. This should be an easy third-party elimination. Maybe two. Nice. That's a Nitro medallion, which is really good now that if he is going to continue using the bow, it's nice to have that. So he has all medallions here. Okay. I was curious if they were going to like eventually go away from double mobility and go for like a car counter item, or if that was like going to be the continued play. But I think that was a good choice taking the bow, and especially since he has the unlimited ammo medallion now. And he only had one shockwave anyways, so it's like if you have the choice of like a bow with unlimited ammo versus a singular shockwave, I think that it's better to have the bow. I know he dropped the shockwave for heals, but I think it's because all his heals were gone at that point. And then he took the bow and storm and had no heals for a period of time. So I don't really think the decision was like heals versus double mobility. It was like double mobility versus like 3 guns. 13 players remaining. Island will probably spawn like here, I would guess. We're here. And I would assume, based on what we've seen so far this game, that Fearless is going to go for the island. He seemed like pretty aggro. Someone behind him. Oof, that's rough. That's very rough. He got like no audio because they went through the nitro ring, I think. He needs to use his dashes here. That was another thing that like I didn't even talk about in the moment, but like when he came through this area, he made sure to get dashes, and I feel like that's like huge. Like if y'all watched my videos, you probably heard me talk about the green water dashes a bunch, but especially since some of the more like against some of the more cheesy items in the loot pool currently, like the Magneto or the glove spam up close, like the dashes are so good. Somebody was Magneto-aiming him. I'm not sure if it's the person that he was shooting at above or not, just because I can't really like turn the camera myself while spectating. Getting more dashes here. Zone's only hitting for 1, so it's really not that big of a deal to do this. HP wise. That's probably an AI. We got visual audio on this person or something. GG's. He's still getting Magneto though. There is a medkit next to him in zone, but like obviously this person on him is more important. They're just spamming the Magneto. Like this is kind of getting to the point where zone could be a problem. Not necessarily damage wise, but like, oh, that's unfortunate. He was trying to nitro sprint through to break it, but didn't break the first time. Not necessarily like, oh, you're gonna die to storm. It's a 1-tick, but like having lost 40 health in storm is like not an insignificant amount of damage to be missing when a fight does break out. I assume that Magneto person is still going to be chasing on his left. I would be worried about behind now. I think this person's just going to leave. Unless this was the Magneto one, but I don't think it was. Another very weak. You might as well push and kill them. Nice. I thought I saw like the Magneto person that was in the storm like by the bridge area though when he started shooting at that. The Magneto stuff is just very difficult to play against in the sense that like your game can be going great and then all of a sudden it isn't. I don't know if the vending machine here is always heals, but I feel like it's always heals when I've gone to it. And there's also a fair amount of barrels in this area he can get. Like there's 2 barrels right there that you could just sprint through with nitro. You get full, but it seems like it doesn't care too much about that. There was just a car over here. He has a bow and EMPs. And so he could make like easy work of this car. But again, I feel like the Magneto stuff is like the bigger problem right now. $31 damage. I think he hit them with the EMP as well. So it's like most of this person's shield. He popped nitro. This should be a kill though. 33 white. That's like the situation where the combat is better than the gatekeeper, I think. If you're just like chipping shots at somebody running away like that, it's nice. But like when an actual close range fight breaks out, I much prefer the gatekeeper. 7 opponents left. Just hear a car like flipping over behind him. There probably is somebody that had to cause that. Like the game is weird when spectating sometimes. Yeah, okay, there's somebody Magnetoing. That's what I was say. This would be another situation where like I would really like to have the gatekeeper, because when the person's Magnetoing, you just hop on them. I feel like you can get the kill really quickly with the gatekeeper. And the reason why I'm talking about that so much is just because it's like one of the differences from how I like typically play. I don't think there's like a definitive right or wrong between the combat and the gatekeeper. They just kind of, they have different advantages and disadvantages, so it'll depend on your playstyle and what you value most as a player. That person is going to be a problem though. Like I would really want to eliminate this person because they've been annoying all game with the Magneto stuff. This is getting rough though. I think like everything needs to be loaded. This should be a kill though. GG's. Nice stuff. Okay. I approve of that emote from the Magneto person. Looks like he was considering taking the Thunderburst there. Personally, I prefer the Thunderburst to the combat, especially like again, fighting against Magneto people, if they're shooting it down on you, one of the best places to be is not on the ground, you know? So I often just like glove up and then burst them from the sky with my burst SMG with like, you know, the insane hipfire. At this point in the game though, I don't think it really matters. My guess is that the remaining players are all going to be either AI or people that aren't very good at the game, because I feel like that's often the case when you have a match like this. Like he currently has 15 kills, got the medallions, has been kind of getting like chain third-partied ever since and eliminated all those people. And so at this point in time, I think pretty much all or most of the proactive players are just like eliminated. I get comments all the time from people that are like, my end games are nothing like this. I have so many people left alive in the end game, and I feel like typically that comes down to not getting many eliminations throughout the course of the game. Whereas you see the player we've spectated during this match, Fearless, has been very active throughout the course of the game. And the benefit of having done that is like, not only does he have access to all like the medallions and mythic weapons, but also the rest of the game should be so much easier. Like, I feel like, and maybe I'll jinx him here, I think the elimination on that Magneto player is the one that won him the game. But I fully expect him to win the match here. People shooting him to his right and fights to the left. I think this person on the right is either in a bush. Oh, no, they're right here. I thought they were in that bush. I'm pretty sure it's an AI, though. The way they were shooting. Yeah, alligator pair. This fight up ahead also sounds like an AI fight. Like, it's just been people shooting for way too long. And 2 people remain. Person up on that hill. Naruto. All right, now 1 left. This is going to be a 20 kill game, and like I said, the rest of the lobby is just all drones. And that's because all the active players were fighting around the medallions all game pretty much. So it's just basically a, you know, foregone like time conclusion on how this match ends. But I think this is like very much the norm if you get a high kill game in like more recent Fortnite. But I think Fearless played this match well. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he watches me on Twitch. But I think he played this game well. There was a few times where it got kind of like sketchy, but I feel like that's just like Fortnite. And especially with the Magneto in the game, your game can just quickly go poorly. But yeah, I think getting the medallions quick was very good. Like you saw, they cleared Megalodon POI really fast and then immediately went to Rig. Kind of fortunate that nobody else, like the people that landed on Rig, didn't get it already. But like, you know, good to recognize that and make their way there. And then he has the 2 best medallions in the game from that point on. And it's just kind of easy to mop up kills at that point. Especially if you are someone who enjoys using the combat shotgun and the combat AR. Like, personally, I prefer Gatekeeper Thunderburst, but if you are someone who likes those weapons and you get, like, you know, the 2 preferred weapons immediately that are mythic, the best versions of them, and the medallions, like, you just go crazy at that point. Where is this last person? The hardest fight of the game is just the AI. Finding the last AI and hoping they don't die to Storm and grief your 20 kill game. Imagine he just gets headshot sniped right now. I think it's 100% an AI. Because even if it was like a more like passive player, when there was a bunch of AI fighting on the edge of zone like that, like earlier when he just like killed like 4 straight drones, they probably would have gotten involved at that point. Oddly enough, Island is in zone this game, which should be good for him to like find that final AI. Not that it really matters. Like eventually this game will end and he'll win, but like, yeah, if you're up top, you can just like easily see everything on the bottom. If you were, you know, standing in a spot where you could see the bottom. I would guess, I don't even know. I was going to say I would guess they were somewhere in this forest because that's the spot that's been in zone the longest. But also if they were over there, I feel like they would have gotten involved in those other bot fights. Here they are. GG's. Like I said, that fight versus the Magneto person at Junkyard was the one that decided the outcome of the game. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and like I said in the comments below, let me know which game mode you've been playing, which one you prefer, if you've been mixing it up and playing both. If you haven't, I would recommend trying to be, like, let's say you're someone who hasn't played Reload yet at all, and you've just been kind of closed-minded about it just being nostalgia or whatever. Give it a chance and play it. I think it's the exciting part of the game, or like the value point of that game mode is more about like the pacing and how action-packed it is, more so than just like old POIs and old loot, at least to me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.